Hello guys, welcome to my channel, Cinematic Perspective here. Hope you guys are doing a good day. I just got out of a viewing of The Faces of Death, directed by Daniel Goldhaber. This is my first movie I've seen from this particular director. So the plot basically follows Margot. She works as a social media moderator. She works for this company where people flag videos, and she basically watches those videos and basically tells if the flags are basically just for her or not. So the videos are like too violent, sexual, anything of that nature, like she would like give the okay the video could be uploaded or not. So basically one day she gets these videos of these like really realistic looking killings, and people assume that it's fake, but she's very convinced that the killings are real, which they are in this case. And basically the movie's basically her trying to figure out who this killer is and trying to basically bring him to justice, put a stop to it. So first things first, the pacing for the movie is an hour and a half. When the movie's first starting out, starting off like very slow, but like as it starts getting to the second and third act, it starts to ramp up quite a little bit. And for the main character, she was all right, like nothing too special. I really found it hard to get behind her motivations, what makes her tick, why she's doing what she's doing. Like it was kind of meh as a character, so I was basically just watching to see like how their journey would basically end. And second, for the characters, there's not really much characters. The main character, Margot, has a roommate who's pretty cool, but other than that, there's not really much characters, and the characters that are in the movie, there's not really much to say about them. They're very like one-dimensional. It's not really like, they're just like one note, like they're just one way, like there's not really much to them. They're just one-dimensional. And as for the killer, I feel like the killer in this movie really carried this movie, like his like acting and his body acting, I feel like were like pretty solid, like especially like the way like he would like move his body, or like the way like he would act or react. And you know how certain serial killers and those shows, movies, they have two sides to them. There's like the main side, the real them, and there's like the side they show other people. So I feel like he played both sides of that dynamic pretty well. And for the kills in this movie, the kills are all right, nothing too crazy. Like they're like nothing too special to say about them. Like they're pretty like basic, nothing to write home about, but it was all right, not too bad. And on another note, I feel like the killer, it reminds me a lot about Dexter. I feel like the way he like the clothes he wears, like he wears like the certain like, if you watch Dexter, you would know what I'm talking about. Like the way like the tight like shirt he wears, and like he wore like this like pantyhose which Dexter wore in one episode. So I feel like there's like certain like callbacks to Dexter, even if it wasn't like meant to be like that way. But all in all, the plot pretty easy to follow, nothing too crazy, like point A, point B, very simple stuff. And overall the movie was all right. It wasn't too bad. Like I said in the beginning, it started off pretty slow, but as it starts ramp up, it gets a little bit better. And this movie was all right. If you're into like horror movies, or like into like kind of like a cat and mouse type of thing, I think you might enjoy this movie. But if you're not really into horror movies, or like movies about like, because some of the stuff they show in this movie could be pretty grotesque to some, so if you're not really, it's not too gory, but it's kind of gory enough so where some people might get turned off by it. So if you're not into gore of any kind, I would say stay away from this movie. But if you're a horror fan, I would say give it a try. But if not, then catch it on streamer or something. If you watch it, it's okay, but if you don't, then it's not a really big deal. You're not really missing out on much. It's not really the greatest movie ever, but it's kind of far from the worst. So I enjoyed this movie. It was decent. So hope you guys enjoyed the movie. If you've seen it, let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you're planning on seeing it. And hope you guys have a good night. See you guys in the next one. Peace.